From India, we see the allies of Pakistan as one strong bloc supporting them. But is it true? Because if we zoom in, we realize that two allies are pushing Pakistan in one direction and two others in the exact opposite direction. China invested dozens of billions in the spec. Pakistan is their access to the Indian Ocean. US, they finance the top of the Pakistani military pyramid to execute some work. And blocking the region is also a good way for them to prevent too many synergies between India, China, Iran, and the Arabic nations. So both China and US can't afford to see Pakistan falling apart. They would lose a long-term strategic investment. Concerning Qatar and Turkey, you might think that helping Pakistan is part of their plan to take over Islam, which is true. Saudi Arabia has a new leader. He wants to reform his country, be more open, more business. And for sure, the Islamists don't recognize themselves anymore in the new Saudi Arabia. So Turkey and Qatar are using this opportunity to become the new lighthouse for them. But they can achieve that with just propaganda. They don't have to supply Pakistan with free military equipment. Unlike China and US, they want Pakistan to run out of money. They know that Pakistan doesn't have the resources against India. Pushing them into war is the fast lane to bankruptcy. If we want to understand their thought process, we need to go back in 2022, when Qatar was getting ready to host the Football World Cup. They had no experience, so to manage the security, they got the help of 13 foreign countries. As you can expect, US for intel, UK to manage the airspace, France for elite special forces, Turkey against the bombs. Pakistan did nothing strategic, but they offered the biggest amount of soldiers at the cheapest price. They got used as simple guards. Today, they play strong, but remember that 3 years ago, they were used under the sun to check your ticket. Remember, in 2022, Pakistan had horrible floods. They lost 40 billion. One more time, their economy was about to collapse. So, during the summer, the Turkish and the Qatari studied Pakistan and realized that when they are under pressure, they are okay to sell anything. Army is one thing, but they were shocked to discover that Pakistani were selling their women. A rich Chinese is okay to give $40,000 for a pretty Pakistani. 1,000 goes for the family, 39,000 just margin. And not only women, children, they sell. Antique art and museum pieces, they sell. They even created travel agencies to loot the money of their own people going to Mecca. The first opportunity they saw was simply to buy the whole country for a cheap price. In August 2022, Qatar announced $5 billion of investment inside Pakistan. It was enough to acquire the airports, the seaports, the power plants, everything. The exact same month, Turkey signed the free trade agreement with Pakistan to be able to loot properly the country. But after a few months of due diligence, they backed off, and those investments never took place. They learned from the Chinese that Pakistani assets have no value. But then they saw a much better opportunity. If Turkey and Qatar could really bring Pakistan close to collapse, they could get something with real value. What Pakistan has, which is very rare, something that many countries in the past tried to get from Pakistan, even if they were not supposed to. Something that could change the face of the world.